Hello, this podcast is related to the role of information technology in production and supply chain management. Okay, let's look into the production. Production, as we all know, is a method of methods and process for the conversion of tangible input and intangible input into goods and services can be termed as production. The tangible objects input are like raw materials, sub assemblies, semi-finished goods, etc. And like intangible inputs are like informations, ideas, knowledge, etc. Nowadays the production system is getting more and more smarter. As we know, the new systems like smaller load size, they are used in the new technology to reduce the inventory and to improve the efficiency. And like also nowadays almost all industries are following the 5S regulations to produce right amount of goods at right time. So now technology is used for all these in order to improve the production sector. Now we can move into the trends in production. There are a lot of new technological trends in production. Among that, I'm mentioning some of them. It's among like some of the latest technologies. The first one is Internet of Things, IoT. The second one is cloud computing. Third one, big data and predictive maintenance. Four is robotics, and the last one is 3D printing. Now we can move into the cloud computing. Normally we all used to save our data in our laptops, our desktop computers, personal computers and all, and we all know to store that we have to have some hard disk capacity, so we are limited to store our documents or data, whatever it is. And also if we want to add more documents or more details, we have to buy some external hard disk or something like that. So for that also we have to spend money. So using cloud computing, we can store all our data without spending money through internet. It's like a site, we can store all our data into that and access all the data from wherever we want in the world with just an internet connection. So in industries we can make use of the cloud computing in order to share the computing resources on the internet to store and manage data. As we all know, in industries the management of data is a great section and it's a harder task, and there will be also some problems like software update, hardware repairs and all. So obviously it will be getting harder, but like if you are using cloud computing in the industry, anything will never affect the management system, and it will become more easier, time saving and flexible for the industries. The next one is big data and predictive maintenance technology. Using big data we can collect, measure and process big data. The predictive maintenance technology, it's the most advanced technology. Like we can detect the machine failure even before a week, a month or months before. So we can take the safety measures and precautions in order to avoid the machine failure and breakdown. By that way we can save a lot of time, lead time can be reduced, and we get a lot of applications from that. So basically it's a prediction of equipment maintenance, and by using this technology we can also recognize a reason for maintenance. So it's easier to recognize the reason why why the breakdown happened, so we don't consume time in order to find that. So basically the main advantages of these are minimized time consumption, lowest productivity, loss of power and additional manpower. Supply chain management. Supply chain management is a management of flow of goods and services. It includes the movement and storage of work in process inventory and finished goods from point of origin to point of consumption. Nowadays in supply chain, the main aspect is a process of communication. So in order to improve the process of communication and tracking, we have to use the information technology. So let's look into the trends in supply chain management. Some of the latest trends in supply chain management are radio frequency identification. It's also called RSID, artificial intelligence in supply chain, and augmented reality. Augmented reality. Augmented reality is another version of our new technology. We can use the augmented reality in order to replace a normal scanner. We don't need to, its application mainly lies in the warehouse. We can just, nowadays we in the warehouse we'll just take the scanner, we move on to the objects, just scan and make sure it's placed in the correct place. So instead of that, it's just like a glass, we can put that and we can just scan and see, and we can get a better vision over it using this augmented reality. So by using this augmented reality, we'll get a better vision and accuracy, and also we can minimize the error to a minimum level. And from the diagram you can see how it works. To conclude, always information technology is taking our production and supply chain management into a consideration, like into a better level. But the only thing we have to consider is there is always a flip side for this, or there is much more to investigate and improve. Like for example, we can take augmented reality. The only problem with that augmented reality is we don't have a battery backup for that. It's not possible to take the battery in back of our head. So the thing is, we have to involve more action and commitment to support, to improve the quality of an organization, and more research have to be done in order to improve that. That's all.